Morning, guys. I just watched a video about protesting at abortion clinics, and I was just thinking of offering a different perspective on, um, I guess, unborn babies and the love of children and abortion and motherhood and stuff. I guess it's listening to all these people defending women's rights and the right to have abortions and everything is a little bit frustrating sometimes for women like myself that have had miscarriages. Our voices don't seem to get heard in these type of discussions and arguments, and I just thought I'd voice my opinion or my testimony, my experiences and thoughts. I've had one miscarriage for sure, a set of twins, and then I'm almost positive that I've also miscarried 2 other pregnancies directly after that miscarriage. I was pregnant. The babies were in my body for 12 weeks, but the ultrasound showed that they had passed away inside my body at 8 weeks, and I knew something was wrong. I knew I was pregnant because I was throwing up. My stomach was already expanding like abnormally fast, probably at 6 weeks, which is I was already showing, you could see. And it was twins, so they take up a bit more space and everything. They must have been developing too quickly or something, and that's why it didn't work out. But yeah, I went to the doctor, not because I was asking if I was pregnant, because I knew, but because I knew something was wrong. My stomach wasn't hard anymore, and I had started spotting. So yeah, they did the ultrasound. They found out the babies had passed at 8 weeks, and they didn't tell me that. They never did call me back. I ended up bleeding, and I had to go to the hospital to get it checked out, and I ended up having what's called a DNC, which is pretty much how they remove fetuses during abortion with suction. And it was very traumatizing. I went into shock. I was throwing up. I was beside myself. And it's just frustrating because you hear these science and media and all these different videos and articles and stuff, and they say that these babies are just sacks of cells and they're not humans and they're not worth anything. And women have to go to the doctor to even be told that there's something growing inside them, which is a complete crock. Because if you've had a baby, maybe the first time you've been pregnant, you have no idea because you don't know what to expect, but you're exhausted. I had morning sickness with all of my pregnancies. My stomach was growing. You just feel something different down there. You just know. I knew at like 5 weeks, and it wasn't because I had noticed that I had missed a period or anything. I just knew. And they look like babies. I had an ultrasound they would have passed at 8 weeks, but the ultrasound was at around 10 weeks, and they look like babies in there. And what else? Yeah, there's lots of women that miscarry, and we go through grieving and we go through loss, and those children are loved. I have this plaque that I was given by my family when as a sympathy gift and a memory from this moment, and it says, "Just the same, I never got to hold you and bounce you on my lap. I never got to read to you or watch you as you nap. You slipped away so quickly before I said your name, and yet I want the world to know that I loved you just the same." And it's true. They're loved and they're precious, and they had souls and spirits, and I never got to meet them, and I still mourn them every year. they're actually, this would be year 7, right around now actually, that they had passed. I know the conception date, so that is always a hard time for me too. Just wondering who these little people would be and what they would be like, and wanting to hold them. I already had an older child, and the time frame between twins and this child would have been quite close, and my life would have been overwhelming. And but I still love them. I know it would have been crazy, and I would have been pulling my hair out, and I would have been stressed out and emotional if I did have them at the time, but it would still be worth it. And there's groups of other women who have miscarried or had stillborns when they've had to go to full term and give birth to these children, and go through that painful experience. Mine wasn't painful, but it's still traumatizing. And there's different organizations where you donate your wedding dresses or fancy outfits, bridal dresses, and they make them into little outfits for the babies that pass, and they have funerals for them, and people have window charms and memorials. People get necklaces made with like thumbprints or footprints, and there's a whole community of mourning grandparents and aunts and uncles, siblings, mothers, fathers, and this side isn't shown. And I just want you to know that all people are important, whether they get to be born into this world or not. And they're all loved. And I know lots of times people are out there and they're trying to fight against abortion, and they make signs that say God hates you and he wants you to burn in hell. And that is not true. Yes, abortion is murder, biblically. But God he wishes that no flesh shall perish. He doesn't want anybody in hell. That's the point of him dying on the cross. He wishes that no flesh shall perish. He wishes that you would accept his work on the cross for atonement for your sins. And we are often too prideful. We're too hurt. We're angry. We don't want to listen. We want to be right in our own eyes. And we always just stick our nose up and say, I don't need that. I can do this on my own. And we hurt, and we pretend we don't have feelings that we really do, or we put our anger and resentment somewhere else. And been there, done that. And the reason why I was always rebelling was because somebody really hurt me, and they were a Christian. And the way I could get back at them was disrespecting their faith and disrespecting their values. And I believe that's where a lot of us are at. We've been hurt by somebody who says that they're Christian. We've been hurt by the words of the Bible because it doesn't let us get away with whatever we want to get away with. It's offensive. And the Bible says that it's offensive. But you know what? It saves, and it heals, and it restores. And we can all have that. Before I came to Jesus, before I accepted his work on the cross, I was depressed. I was anxious. I was bitter. I was resentful. I was self-medicating and self-destructive. I was an alcoholic and promiscuous. And I got myself into lots of trouble. I've been raped multiple times. I was raped when I was 21. I was 22. I was raped by a 40-year-old. And I was on birth control at the time. And there's a chance that I could have become pregnant with his child. And he was excited about that, and that was creepy. But So I've been there where there's a possibility that you may be carrying the child of a rapist. Luckily that didn't happen to me, and I know it would be hard, but I can't say that I would have kept the child because I don't know, but I hope that I would have. Because children, it's amazing how healing they are to a hurting heart. I didn't know anything about children before I had my own, and they are beautiful. They are amazing. The things that as they learn and they grow and they see things just as simple as running water, their amazement of it is just touching. It's awe-inspiring. They're so smart if you stop and you look at them. They're beautiful. They're the greatest gift from God that He sent this world to have. They're a new beginning. And we have to cherish them and love them and protect them and raise them up to be beautiful people. And part of that is to respect their fellow human beings and to respect their fellow creation, the animals and the environment. And some people think that having abortions is protecting the environment because you're protecting population control. But the population isn't taking over the earth like they say it is. Everyone could fit in a large house in Alaska. Yes, we need to recycle. We need to take better care of the environment. We need to respect the resources. But it's not exactly the way things are portrayed, in my opinion. But I just want you to know that there are other people out there who are praying for you, and they are loving on you. They wish the best for you. They wish the best for your children. People are giving their resources to share with others and to help you raise up a child. They want the best for you, the best for your child. They want the best for this earth. And I just wish that you would accept Jesus into your heart, that you would ask forgiveness. If you've had an abortion, you can ask forgiveness. Yes, you might have been in a hard situation and you didn't know what else was going to happen or where you were going to go or who was going to help you or how you were going to make your money. But that's in the past. Moving forward, you can ask for forgiveness. Every day, there's a new chance to ask for forgiveness. Everybody makes mistakes, even Christians. We're held up to a higher standard, and people put us on this pedestal and want to push us off of it. They think that we should be high and mighty and without sin, but it's a struggle for Christians too. And we're all just trying our best. And please just know that you haven't done anything too wrong to accept forgiveness. And just know that lots of people are prideful and they think that nothing that they do is wrong. They can do whatever they want. We know that's not true. That a bad decision leads to other bad decisions. It may not affect you, maybe it affects somebody else, but one sin makes a cycle of sin. One lie leads to the next. One drink leads to a one-night stand, which leads to somebody's relationship breaking up. It all is a chain reaction, and we have to stop it. We have to heal it by asking for forgiveness, by repenting, by turning around, by changing our mind, by renewing our hearts and our minds. You were important, you were special, and you were worthy. I love you all. God bless. Bye.